This video is one in a series produced by the Tas Farming Futures project. Through this project, we've been working with a range of industries and supporting farmers to understand greenhouse gas emissions, how to reduce them, and at the same time increase farm efficiency. In livestock production, there are a lot of energy losses in the conversion of solar into pasture energy and then going into the livestock for production. But there are plenty of things that farmers can do to manage to reduce those energy losses and achieve better productivity. One of those energy losses, methane, is particularly important as it's a powerful greenhouse gas. Now, to tell us about the energy needs of sheep and cattle, I've got Andrew Bailey from the Tasmanian Institute of Agriculture.
G'day Adrian. There's essentially four things that will determine how much energy an animal will need. It's size, the rate at which it's growing, the environment it's living in, and then any other physiological events that are happening in its life, such as pregnancy or lactation. All of those can have dramatic effects on the amount it actually needs.
Okay, so what things make the energy requirements go higher?
Well, certainly if it's lactating or in the latter stages of pregnancy where the mother is actively growing that animal or having to produce milk for it, that can be a real draw on the animal, so it's got to allow for that.
You're talking like an extra 50 or 100% energy?
Oh, it can double it or even triple it. If it's got triplets, it could be well out beyond 3 times its normal energy needs.
What about growth rates?
Growth rate, same thing. If you've got a young lamb that's trying to grow at its maximum potential, it can be having the same energy requirements as an adult animal.
Okay, and you mentioned the environmental conditions?
Well, we're talking about things like today, in its ambient temperature, it'll have a standard requirement, but move outside of that and you could easily increase that quite dramatically.
Okay. So there's more energy in the feed than the animals can extract, so inevitably you've got some methane energy coming out the front and fecal energy coming out the back. The higher the digestibility of the feed, the lower those losses will be per unit of dry matter intake. But with high digestibility, the animals usually eat more, so you get around the same losses per animal, but still achieve a higher conversion of energy into animal production. I'm here with Scott Colburn. So Scott, tell me about your feed base, the digestibility and the animal production you achieve.
Yeah, we've moved to a pure stand of clover to feed our prime lambs. We turn off about 5,000 prime lambs a year and have found that pure stands of clover are essentially a perennial fodder crop. Fodder crop being very expensive to grow, clover is a good option financially. It's highly digestible. It grows at about 100 kilos of dry matter per day, and we are getting weight gains of 275 to 300 grams a day on a pure clover stand with mixed varieties of white clover.
That's good. So digestibility here would be over 80%?
Yes.
For most of the time?
Yes.
At various times, livestock can lose a lot of energy maintaining their ideal body temperature. Shelter of any kind, but like these sheds here, can reduce those energy losses, including the methane energy losses as well, over the animal's lifetime, as well as improving reproductive efficiency. I'm here with Andrew Thompson at Tasmania Feedlot. So Andrew, tell me about the benefits you get from the shelter here.
Well, one of the significant benefits we get from having these sheds over our cattle is that they convert their feed and much more effectively, and we get a benefit in daily gains for our cattle. We think of about 10% extra to what we get outside.
One of the ways of reducing the methane energy losses is to provide stock with some condensed tannins in their feed. Now I'm here with Brian Baxter from Pipers River, who's got some bird's foot trefoil in some of his pastures. So it's all pretty little at the moment. It's hard to see here, but it is a drought year.
It is the driest October on record, I think.
Yeah. So, but how big can it get?
Yeah, it can get up to about 18 inches high. We found that when we put a new pasture down and it gets that rest period in the autumn, come winter, when the grass is yay high, you'll have bird's foot trefoil all through the whole area.
Right. And what about its palatability? The stock should like it, don't they?
They prefer it actually, which is good.
It's their favourite thing.
It is. But as I was saying earlier, the only thing is we can't determine every year it's going to be there because it's a wild thing. It's intermittent when it comes, but it's good when it does.
And can you make it into hay?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it makes beautiful hay.
So we've already talked about reducing energy losses per unit of feed intake, but you can reduce losses over an animal's lifetime as well, for example by maximising reproductive efficiency. The more lambs a ewe produces over her lifetime, the greater the total conversion of energy into product. So Scott, tell me about your conception and lambing rates.
Yeah, we typically scan here about 180%, which gives us a lambing percentage of about 140% after losses.
All right.
We do that through condition on the ewe basically. We are putting clover into them when it's cheap in the spring and summer, and getting them up to a good condition score for joining. The issue for us is that we're joining our ewe lambs at 6 months of age,
Right.
and that requires them to be at 42 kilos to cycle. Getting our ewe lambs there is obviously a challenge, but we find it we can do it on clover-based pastures and are typically getting 100% lambing out of our ewe lambs.
So to sum up, by choosing options such as improving feed digestibility, providing dietary tannins, managing the reproductive efficiency and growth rates of livestock, and providing shelter can all reduce the energy losses in your system and make it more productive, as well as reducing greenhouse gas emissions.